And we're ready to go from the Manuka end, the cathedral end of this magnificent ground. Here's Siddle, first ball of the match, and he's pushing it back down the pitch rather uncertainly. And there's been a little bit of movement in the batsman there as he... Last ball of the first over of the game. It's Siddle who gallops in and bowls, pitching up, and he's driven crisply down towards mid-on.
At the moment it is Berendorf, and he's bowling from the pool end of the ground, and that is a straight drive from Guptill. That is 4. Must admit it's very hard to see the ball, but the umpire has followed it right to the boundary. Siddle again to Guptill, and Guptill this time stand and deliver. That's the second 4, almost in similar fashion, straight over the bowler's head for Martin Guptill.
And play a couple of games with them and see how they go under pressure, and so it can only work both ways. I'm looking forward to it.
Latham pushes that one just forward of square leg. It goes to the boundary for 4. Just forward of square. Siddle bowling to Guptill, and Guptill this time again stand and deliver. Over the top it goes of the bowler's head, straight down the ground. That's his third 4, Martin Guptill. And he's going to be bowling to Latham, and Latham misses, and it goes through the keeper, and it goes for 4 just behind Ryan Carter's. Looks around, realises the ball has gone straight through for 4.
It's Guptill facing Agar now as he delivers, using his feet and hitting it hard through mid-wicket. Will it have enough legs to get to the boundary? I think it will. 4 runs signalled, taking the score to 60. That was a far more purposeful stroke there, getting down the track to Agar.
We've only just come off the end of football season. Here we are, straight into the cricketers. Agar bowls to Latham. He sweeps. It's a good shot. It's a good shot. It'll run away to 4. For 4.
Great shot.
Very good shot from Tom Latham. Moves him to 42.
It's definitely, you just got to, it's a little bit harder to adjust, I guess, to the pink ball. Well, that's a big shot.
It's a big shot from Guptill. He's tried to go deeper. It's at bottom edge. It's going to run down to the fine leg boundary. Peter Siddle's just let that go over. 4 runs to Martin Guptill.
Not sure he was intending to do there, mate.
No, I don't think that's where it's supposed to go. He moves to 45.
I'm sure the rain's going to stay away later.
I hope so, yes. Fingers and toes crossed. Agar bowls and Latham sweeps. It's a really nice shot from Tom Latham.
It's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, straight off the middle of the bat. Adam Bowe just down here at deep backward square had no chance of stopping that. He's Latham on 49. Looked to bring up his 50 against Adam Bowe, just who bowls. And there it is. It's 50 to Tom Latham. Very well batted. He's pushed that one just in front of point. Fielded by Cameron Bancroft, around sort of 20 metres in from the boundary, and he has batted really well for his 50. As I said, he took a little time to get used to the pace of the wicket.
It's reasonably flat.
David Hussey coming in to try and take that first wicket. An easy bowling, but this takes the leading edge off Martin Guptill. He still gets a run for it, but perhaps held up just a touch on Martin Guptill.
Just switched ends, David Hussey. Sneakily.
And that's 50 runs for Martin Guptill too, partnering up with his opening batting partner Tom Latham. They have done it in a fairly straightforward manner.
Australia actually played a couple of years ago.
Hussey bowls, or this time Latham's right down the wicket, hoisting that over deep mid-wicket, and that has gone into the second row of the Menzies stand. That's a big hit.
And Guptill ready. Siddle bowls to him, and he's forward, and he lashes this away. He's lofted it down the ground, and away it goes beyond Burns and up to the boundary for another 4. Very encouraging for the Test series for New Zealand. And now he's down and driving the ball away down towards the long off. It could be caught in the deep. He's dropped. It was a difficult chance. He lofted that straight. I think he was trying to get a bit wider, but yes, certainly. As he swings again, and he's got a bit of that. That's 6. That's way out of the ground. That is a big hit into the stand in front of us. Fantastic shot from Martin Guptill.
Second spell. And he's bowling to Latham, and Latham hooks that one away. It's backward of square for 4. And it bounces off the pickets back into the field of play. An indication of just how hard that one was hit. Just a little bit short there.
second innings tonight.
And we've also got Canberra United in action against Sydney tomorrow in the W League. This one short of a length, and it's tapped over the keeper. An attractive stroke, very hard to play too, but intentional from Latham.
Right-handed batsman each ball.
Steketee. This time he's bowling to Guptill, who bangs it away. He could be out. He is. Bancroft catches him on the boundary. And Guptill is out for 94. Terrific innings. And so Guptill out for 94, caught on the boundary. Just when it looked as though he was heading for a century, and he was caught on the boundary by Bancroft.
We're on track to finish at 5:30. The way they're going, he delivers now, using his feet. But Hussey does very well, takes the catch, it's caught and bowled. Some excellent fielding there from his own bowling. He looked to have been chipped just wide of him, but he did well to make that ground and take that catch and made it look relatively easy, Brett McKay.
He's done very well. He didn't get set at all there. Hamish Rutherford just got rushed through that one, and David Hussey's
made his test debut in England 2 years before that as well, famously as a 19-year-old man. Oh, caught on the pad, hit tail out, appealing Gibbon. Going straight on, very well bowled there. That seemed to be the one from our side-on position, John O'Dean, that just held its line.
So a little quicker and straighter one there. Slipped through and hit him on the pad, which was nice.
Bancroft, of course, pushing for test selection over this weekend. With David Hussey bowling again. Lifted this time over
Good shot.
mid-wicket. It's going to bounce once before going over the rope.
Mark Steketee runs in to Jimmy Neesham, who's lobbing this one over square leg for 6.
He's dropped it.
It's been dropped in row 5. Outswing in his first few overs that we could tell from side on. Steketee bowls to Latham, who rocks back, pulls, and that is straight into the PM's 11 dugout for 6.
That Ryan Harris there's, and they got him on top of the head.
Hasn't got more of a start for Australia in the white ball.
He's in now to... Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled Tom Latham. Another full delivery from Peter Siddle. Very similar to that previous ball to Jimmy Neesham. And Tom Latham has been yorked. And he is out for 131. New Zealand lose their 4th wicket.
Hey, if it were to happen, I should open it. The Hilton House and the Berendorf.
Jason Berendorf comes in now, the beginning of the 45th over. I thought it was a swing and a miss outside off stump, but the umpires detected a faint edge. Jason Berendorf, first wicket, first ball back for him. And that is the end of Luke Ronke, I think.
It was.
Made a solitary run in that stint in the 3rd PM's 11 he's played in, on both sides as well.
Yeah, he just took a swipe at that ball.
Peter Siddle bowls his second delivery in this last over. That's driven straight down the field, just to the outside of the mid-off fieldsman. That's going the length of the journey to the boundary at deep mid-off, and that's another 4.
Over 100 of which came in the last 10 overs. It was extraordinary batting.
Elegant style too. Here's Berendorf bowling now, and that's a big hard hit by Jimmy Neesham. That's gone straight down to deep mid-on, where it's successfully taken again a good catch by Cameron Bancroft. That's 2 very good outfield catches that he's had to run across and forward to and got his hands under. That is the end of Jimmy Neesham. A well-made 33. I think New Zealand will be pretty unhappy about that. He was the man who probably should have seen the team through to the end of the overs. Berendorf bowls to him now. He faces his first ball, hoiks it off his hip, into the crease he goes. A beautifully timed shot straight down to the square leg boundary. Glorious strike by Mitchell Santhu in that case. Actually, the batsman crossed ends, but
it's not been common practice for Australian cricket, though. Australian cricket's best player is traditionally batted 3.
Start of the 49th over here, and it's bowled by Jason Berendorf right up into the air. Is that ball hit to Mike Hussey? A dolly catch in the end, really, for him. Very straightforward. No timing in the shot there from Craig, and he was swinging from the hip from the get-go. I think he timed about 1 out of 6, Adam Collins, and that one has fallen to the PM's captain, Mike Hussey, at short mid-wicket. A simple catch.
Once again, Jason Berendorf taking wickets, 2 in this innings.
Pick up on his management in a moment, actually. Interested to get your thoughts on that. But now the last over being bowled by Steketee. This one swung off the hip by Doug Braswell to deep square leg. Comes back for a rush too. Could be trouble here. Ryan Carter's
absolutely brilliant.
Breaks the stumps with at least 2 foot to go for Doug Braswell. He's easily run out. Ashton Agar, a nice collect and throw straight into Ryan Carter's. Truth be told, it was a very optimistic second run. I think Doug Braswell would have known that as he turned. And that is the 8th wicket for New Zealand.
prominence of that one-day domestic comp in light of the fact that those test players have been available has given a platform for a player like Stecky.
Here, this one's hit hard by Craig, but without much power. Again, the timing's not quite there. They're coming back for a quick second. Well run in that case by Tim Southey, and that is the end of the innings. 2 from it. 2 runs to Craig there, and the final score for the innings, 8 for 307 at the end of 50 overs. And I think safe to say, Adam Collins, from where we were looking at 30 overs, that is a good effort by the time it's 11. With their batting lineup, they'll be fairly confident of chasing this total.
Made 131. Southey bowls now, and Khawaja tries to turn it. Hits the pad and appeal for LBW. Well, the umpire was on the move. He wasn't looking for an LB. He was looking to see where the ball went. Now he's going to signal 2 leg byes, I would imagine. Trent Bolt will get a little bit of swing. That's his natural thing as he comes in, and Khawaja flashes and misses. No, he doesn't. He's nicked it. See you later. He's nicked it straight to second slip, and he is out. So well bowled by Trent Bolt. That is the danger that he presents. And having played and missed at the last ball, Hussey 6 overs, 1 for 40, and Voges 23 off 5 overs. Here's Southey, bowls, and he's bowled him. He's bowled him. He got the ball right up on a length, and he's gone through Bancroft's defence. That is a very good wicket for New Zealand.
For Ryan Carters, as again Bolt is bowling, this time to Burns, and he hooks it high in the air. It bounces a couple of times before it comes towards the rope, but it's going to be fielded just inside the rope. And the ball is pinged back to Ronke. And so high in the air over the top of the field as Bolt bowls. This time he's bowled him. He's bowled him, and Burns is out for 5. Clean bowled by Trent Bolt. Bolt has the figures of 2 for 6.
And 13. This is Bracewell's first delivery. So that man Hussey, the skipper, driving hard into the offside. They've got at least 2. It'll be ball versus man, and ball wins. Trickling into the rope.
Classic
Huge applause.
Classic cover drive for Mike Hussey. Love seeing that shot. Outfield. But side on, it's not too bad.
Bracewell bowls. Hussey gets every bit of that right out of the middle of the bat. It was only a defensive stroke, but the timing of that ball in classic Mike Hussey fashion, ensuring that it goes.
Hopefully these two can set a good partnership here.
Nation to Hussey. He's charging. It's high in the air. He's going to be caught at mid-on, the captain. That is the demise of Mike Hussey. 3 steps up down the wicket as the ball was bowled. A big top edge and a very simple catch, a straightforward catch at mid-on, Aaron Osborne.
Neesham coming into bowl now to Adam Voges, who pushes through the covers. This is starting to run away. He's been chased down to that cover boundary. Just been brought in. Some good fielding down there. 3.
If you think back to the 1970s, we're talking about one-day cricket with a white ball. I think there's a lot of parallels we can make with the big ball.
David Hussey drives through the offside. This ball is going to run away to the cover boundary. Doug Bracewell in to start the 19th over to Adam Voges, who's on the back foot, pushing through cover, and there's been a misfield. And this ball will race away for another boundary to the warm applause of the Manuka Oval crowd.
Adds real interest to the competition.
Neesham bowls, and David Hussey pulls on the front foot. It's in the air, it's coming down to this man, a deep square leg, and it's out. Really good piece of fielding down here on the square leg boundary. David Hussey pulling that one off the front foot.
That New Zealand made earlier. Jimmy Neesham bowls again. Voges cuts hard this time over point, and he's got enough of it to make it all the way to the boundary backward of point. A nice shot from Voges.
About to come up in the Australian team, and I like the way Adam Voges. He's a wily old veteran, and he'd know how important this game is leading into catch selection. So it's
Building an innings here too, and he's just swept hard.
it wouldn't be a bad place to take to the subcontinent.
Yep. Here's Craig. He bowls and it's driven down towards long on. Well, we keep going on in Test cricket about how it's all a bit too precious with, going off the bad light when the light's still good enough. There's Voges 50, by the way. He's just driven the ball sweetly to get a run and bring up an excellent half century. He's holding things together here with the Prime Minister's 11, but it's still pretty shaky at 5 for 90s when he was here last year. And Craig bowls and he whacks that away. It's gone between mid-off and extra cover. A screaming stroke and out to the boundary for 4. Good footwork. And he hammered it away. That is an option, but they're more likely going to keep replacing the ball as he comes down and he's stumped. He's walked down the pitch. He's been beaten by Santner, and Voges is out. Much to his disappointment, he just shuffled and didn't get to the pitch of it. Must have turned a little bit side on here. It's hard to tell, but we've got about 3 or 4 in the team. Down the pitch goes Agar over the top of mid-off. He cracks that away to the boundary, and that'll get the crowd going a bit. They'll get much going with the older Pinko. Over the wicket he bowls, and it's shortness yanked away down behind square. Could be caught.
Wow.
It is caught brilliantly behind square. Santner's come in and taken a wonderful catch, diving forward. A top edgy pull shot from Agar. He's out.
And I love his aggression also.
Here's Bolt around the wicket. Carter's drives and drives well. And the ball's gone out to the boundary for 4 through the covers. It flew across the turf. Carter's is playing a good hand.
Santa moves in. And he's bowling to Siddle this time, who whacks that one over the bowler's head, and it races away to the boundary for 4. Very aggressive stroke there.
Still in a long way from the boundary, about 10 yards in. Carter's this time goes through mid-wicket. A similar type of stroke. Not as much risk. Running into the boundary rope at cow corner. 4 runs signalled by umpire Paul Wilson.
Future. He's done an incredible job thus far.
He has. That's a nice drive there from the Victorian Siddle. Oh, hit right at it along at the non-striker's end. A direct hit. Aaron Osborne's immediately gone, it's out, and when they're direct hits, they always look out.
I was called it early. I'm hoping I'm right here.
It's been referred to the 3rd official. That was a very tidy piece of fielding. And right you are. Peter Siddle is caught short of his ground for 17, reducing the PM's 11 to 165 for 8. Trudging off, but not this time. He's given a nice clap from the Canberra crowd.
Carter's it is. He's facing Southey and he's on the charge. And he sends the ball whirring away towards backward point. And so Sanders down there to field. Well run by Carter's. That was very energetic running.
It's for his 50. No wonder he ran quickly.
Excellent work. Very good half century. And very much a lost cause for the Prime Minister's 11, but Carter's, who hasn't had much cricket this season, with all those New South Wales players. But, anyway, he's doing what he does, and we're happy to see him play at Waverley Oval. As Bracewell bowls, and he's driven by Behrendorff. That's a very good shot.
That's 4.
It's gone inside a dive at mid-off from Southey and down to the boundary for 4. Excellent stroke from Behrendorff, and he moves along. Looks good. Bracewell bowls to him, and he bowled. That's the kiss. That's the kiss, folks. Yes.
I'm sorry to the Behrendorff family.
Yes, he drives well, but he can miss them.
Yeah,
and he missed that one.
He's driven all around that one.
The stump went brrr, and it's 9 for 180 something. Here's Bracewell. He bowls and he smashes again. He's pulled that ball away, yanked it wide of mid-on to cow corner for a boundary. Yeah, he's going to
last over at this end.
Carter's on 74. In goes Neesham, and he swings lustily, and he could be holding out. He is going to be caught down at mid-on. He is. He's out for 74, caught by Southey to end the match. A comprehensive win to New Zealand over the Prime Minister's 11. They've been bowled out for 205, so it's a win to New Zealand by 102 runs. And a comprehensive win too from the time they won the toss, batted and put on 196. They had the front running in this game. So the handshakes are all about.
the security of moving into place, and hopefully we'll be able to get a chat with one or two of the players before we wrap up here. They're being